Hey Flosstube, it's Kerry and Stitches. It's Friday the 4th of February and I thought I'd jump on today and tell you a little bit about my Olympic stitching challenge plans. Today is the first day of the Beijing Winter Games and there are a couple of great challenges floating around on Instagram and I just thought I'd come and tell you how I plan to attack them because I think it's going to need a backup plan. It kind of looks a bit like this. I do love a spreadsheet. Or a list. I'm a list and a spreadsheet kind of person. Right, hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're a new viewer. It's lovely to have you here with me, and welcome back if you're a returning friend. Hello, welcome. Oh, blue sky's going, so all grey. So the lighting's probably going to change. Oh well. I have a big stack of project bags here, which I'll go through and tell you my plans for February. Some of them are. I've tried to incorporate all of the two challenges I'm going to do into my daily 30 and my whip go stuff, and it could all go horribly wrong. We'll see. If you find me crying in a week in a corner going, oh god, I'm doing a challenge stitching, that's why. It's all gone pear-shaped. Oh, I've overcommitted myself. It does mean I've got to try a new way of stitching for me. I'm used to doing challenge prompts where I go, I need 200 stitches on a house, stitch 200 stitches, move on to the next challenge, rather than going, I'm going to do 100 stitches on the house today and then I'm going to do 100 stitches on something with a person and 100 stitches on something with a border. I don't work that way usually, and this is to hit all the prompts requires me to do so, and that's going to be a challenge, but we're going to give it a go because why not? It's good to test your boundaries and kind of work out what you can do. I might find I love that way. I'm not convinced, but we'll give it a go. So the two challenges I'm doing outside of Daily 30 and Whip Go are the first one's hosted by Brenda, the Handwork Maniac, on Flosstube and Instagram. Brenda did this challenge for the Summer Games last year, and I joined in and did pretty well on it. Brenda has you focus on pick five projects. I'm only doing 4 because I'm not going to commit to the super duper extras overachiever one. So I'm doing a full coverage, the medals piece, which is basically you stitch on a piece when your country gets a medal at the games. It's Great Britain. We got 5 last time. I'm going to be okay. Daily 30, so 30 minutes a day on a chosen piece, and then your focus piece, which is an hour. So I have reduced down slightly the number of stitches, and I've adapted it to meet my needs, which is what Brenda says. You know, do what suits you. So for my full coverage, it's going to be 100 stitches daily. The medals got 300 stitches if it's a gold, 200 stitches for silver, and 100 stitches for bronze. Last year, I think I did 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and 10 minutes and 5 minutes, because we were, some days I was doing 30 or 40 minutes. In 2018 for the Olympics, we got 1 gold, 4 bronze. So I kind of looked at that and went, actually, that's still only 800 stitches overall. That kind of seems doable. So that's the plan for the medals. And that's the only one I haven't factored in to my what's it, because I don't know where they're going to turn up. I'll play catch up if necessary on that. Daily 30 is obviously 30 minutes, and my focus piece is going to be an hour or 100 stitches. Oh yeah, 100 stitches I've decided to go for. So let's jump into, and the second challenge is hosted by Katie, the Naptime Stitcher, on Instagram, and I'll insert her graphic here, which basically gets you to do a different prompt every day for the 17 days, and there is no guidelines of, you must stitch solely on this piece or just for 10 minutes or whatever. So I've opted for at least 15 minutes a day on that piece, just so I could kind of take part but not overcommit myself. So I'm going to jump in and get this done, and hopefully then sit down and stitch and watch the opening ceremony. So my first whip is covered in threads. It's ink circles and monkey wrench, and this is going to be my daily 30. This is my second oldest whip, and Sharon told me I need to stitch on it, so I'm doing what I'm told. And I'm stitching this in some lovely silk sweep. I've kind of brightened up the cover, so lovely jubbly. It's on 40 Count Fairy Forest by Sparklies, by Crafty Kitten. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I'd kind of like to get, there's a kind of a mirror motif here. It's not quite the same, but I'd quite like to get that one done. That would be a nice goal for that. But I'm going to extend that right to the end of the month, so I won't be stopping on the 20th for that. Okay. Next up is my full coverage. Now I know it's not all full coverage, but it's a fairly solidly stitched piece. You know, all the only thing I'm not doing is stitching the green here. So, which basically snakes. There's a snakes through the Towne like that, and then finishes there. So, yeah. So this is Autumn Town by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I'm quite excited to get this out because I really like the design, but it's just not had a lot of stitching on it yet. Just goes slightly past that. This is on Woodland, which is an exclusive fabric flare fabric for Lakeside Needlecraft. So that is going to get 100 stitches every day and fits into some daily 30 challenges and the chart out. Yeah, so I'm going to move that into daily 30 and it'll be fine. Because daily 30 for this fortnight is a winter games stitching prompt thing. My other focus piece is the Blue Flower Quilting Bee. This is an animal adventure one, so that's why I'm doing it as my focus piece, and it got drawn twice for WhipGo too. So my plan for this month is to get 1800 stitches in it. So that's where I'm at. Let's move that thread up there. I would love to get the other wing in and get them filled in. That's kind of my, I don't know how many stitches that'll be, but that's kind of my immediate plans for it. And that's on the 32 Count Bacchus by Chromatic Alchemy. A lot of the nap time stitching ones and a couple of winter games, which is the daily 30 challenge, will be done on my Gnome, which is Gnome from the Gnome. This is Sledding Gnome from the Gnome Quartet by Mill Hill on 28 Count Star Sapphire, and that's where I'm at with it. Put the bunny in last week, so 15 minutes. I'm finding it a challenge, so I'm hoping just a few stitches here and there are going to just keep me plodding along on it, because that fits things like something related to winter, with an animal, something round. It's got a big moon in it. Nordic combined, part of a series. There's 4 in that series. Something with 2 or 4 people. I cheated on that one and went, because that's for Bob's sled, so it's got a sled in it, and it's a rabbit and a gnome, so it's kind of 2. So I went with that one. And then closing ceremony, something I plan to complete in 2022, which is that. The main other one, well, okay, I'll talk to that when I get to it. So for daily 30 and for the opening ceremony prompt for Stitch the Olympics, I've had several new starts actually this month. I've had several finishes as well. So I've only got 2 things I've started and haven't finished, and that is, one of them is the Pixels That Made Us Gamer. So that's where I'm at. I need to put 300 stitches in this today for daily 30 anyway, which works out perfectly. That's on 20 Count Charcoal by Zweigart. I think I've just trapped it in the zip. Next up, Well Rounded, which is also my medals piece. And let's find the chart. There we go. So it's Well Rounded by Hands On Design. I'm working on this one here, and I've done that one, and that one already. And then when I finish this one, because it comes up quite a few times this month, I plan to do the other 2 spring. So now I've got one each of those. I'm actually going to try and do spring, summer, autumn, and then winter. Was I planning on getting it done this? No, I didn't intend to get it done this year, but I'm really loving working on it. at the moment. I can always tell when I've made working copies I can't get things back in project bags properly because A4 paper is slightly bigger than the American paper. So that's where I'm at with the October one. So one more prompt and this should see that finished. Which I believe we'll be doing tomorrow because it falls into the daily 30. That also comes up quite a lot for the Naptime Stitch the Winter Games. It does indeed, and a monthly for daily 32. There we go. So it's all busy. What's next? My other, oh, and that, yes, that got called for Whip Go this month. So I'd really, that's why it's kind of quite a focus piece. My next up is Huck Farm, which is my other daily 30 Whip Go piece for this month. So basically, I am just, this is the more, so these aren't directly linked to any, actually Huck Farm goes into the Stitch the Olympic Games a couple of times. That's where I'm at with it. This is on Snowy Skies by Sparklies. So I'm aiming for 7 days this month on that. I don't think I'm going to get 7 days just because of everything else. But I think, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should get 4 days into it, which will be a good, which is good. I'm not going to complain at that. My temperature houses comes up a couple of times. And I do want to catch up because we have an ongoing daily 30 challenge for stitching sales. I'm going to do Gamer this week and then I'm going to switch to temperature for a bit and caught up because I've only got 20 days and obviously I'm now 42 weeks behind again. So I'd like to catch up with that. That's on 18 Count Platinum by Picture This Plus. And the chart is Jardin Prive freebie. Right. We're going, wow, we're going down. So monthly stitches, and this is specifically just daily 30, but I'm going to cover it all and be done with it. Tudor Bee, I need something with roses on. And that'd be that. I think the last time I stitched this, it was for something with roses on. I don't know what this fabric is, but it's very pretty. No, but I've got a needle minder there. Oh, I have no idea what the fabric is. It doesn't have a tag on it. There's no back, so it's pretty. That's what it is. That's where I'm at with that. Really dull. So, to be honest, I probably will just get the border finished. But we'll see where 300 stitches takes us. Animal Adventure. My next two are for Animal Adventure, and I only actually need 300 stitches on each of these. So, I'm not going to get the chart out. You've seen it before. We've got cardinal points. Can't fold it in half anymore. I'm just going to try and get the page finish on there. So that's just another flower motif here, a dog, a couple of random bits, and the words. So I'm 36 count Ivory Zweigart with the call for gentle art. My pile, oh, and I've left a chart out. That's a random plus. I think that actually goes together. We've got my, I need to do the, I can't actually show you this, that's a pain. My favourite things, which is this one here. So basically, it's, this month is actually just a lot of back stitch. Apart from the umbrella, there's not a lot of stitching at all. So actually, I might get that finished. You never know. Because I'd be surprised if there's more than, I'm not going to count it now, but I'd be surprised if there's more than 200 stitches in that. So by the time I've added on a couple of hundred stitches for the back stitch, it's probably just one prompt. So that's for that one. Oh, 2 to go. Pile's precarious now. I needed something with one of the Daily 30 monthlies, something with sweets, no, candy, and this has got candy canes somewhere in it, I can't see where. Oh, underneath, just there's candy canes. So that is going to be my candy for Infinite Christmas, which is a free design by Barbara Anna, and that's where I'm at. Parchment maybe? I don't know. It's the Sparklies. I don't have, oh, I do have the thingy. Oh no, it's barely bronzed. There we go. I'm going to leave that there because I'm not going to start another pile. And last but by no means least is my Daily 30 ornament for the month, which is going to be this one by Blue Ribbon Designs, I can't speak, which is my Frosty Friend, which was a freebie at Christmas. He's super cute, and that'll be on Zweigart dots with my own, for the 12 ornaments I'm doing this year, because I do like a sort of traditional colour palette, so I need to pull a brown, but there's that. So that is Hunter, Emerald, Bronze by Colour and Cotton, and a lovely Christmas Red by Colour and Cotton. It's just kind of a bit like Louisiana Hot Sauce by Weeks. So that's my reds, and then I'm gonna pull a brown and put a black and white, throw it in the bag. Black and white with DMC, and it'll be good. So that's where I'm at with. And I'm going to put the needle back in because I'll grab the project bag to go, and there won't be a needle in there. So I shall. That is my my stitchy plans for the month. I'm sure I'll crash and burn at some point. Not because I don't have confidence in myself, but there are going to be some days I do not feel like stitching 500 or 600 stitches. And for my daily 30 aside, that's 30 minutes, but I'm talking before I stick to any of my other challenges, I need to get 250 stitches in a day, which sometimes is all I manage. So we will see. We will see what happens. Yeah, it's all planned out. I got half my monthly done for Daily 30 yesterday and the day before, just to get myself kind of a head start on everything, which went well. It worked out fine. Lots of Valentine smalls, which was nice. Well, not lots, I did 3, which is great. So I'll show you those next week anyway. If you're not an Olympic fan, if you don't plan on watching the Olympics, now would be a good time for me to tell you about the Under 1,000 Subs Club. Thing goes across the screen. If you're not an Olympic, then you're thinking, oh, it's more sport. All it is sport on the TV for the next 2 weeks. Can I highly recommend you go and check out the Under 1,000 Subs Club list that Sarah has curated. The link is in the drop down box below to a Google Doc, which you'll find links to all these wonderful Flosstubers who are under 1,000 subs and would love your support. So go find somebody new. I'll be back next week with some new shout outs for you as well. So if you don't pick this video up for a week, chances are there might even be some new people on there. Or next week there'll be even more new people on there if you already watched it. So go back next week as well. Roundabout way of saying that. Take care, friends. Have a great stitchy fortnight. I'm off to stitch and watch the Olympics and blitz some soup that I made this morning. And we will see you all in a week's time for Flosstube Extra. I haven't forgotten about the tour of the wall. I have a big stack of finishing to do this month, and then I'm going to do that. So take care, friends. I will see you in a week's time. Happy stitching. Bye-bye.